Alright, so I'd like to start this review by saying I want to give a massive shout out to John Campea at John Campea Show, or The John Campea Show on YouTube. He did a big meetup here at the AMC South Barrington to watch Tron Ares, the movie I'll be reviewing right now. I got to meet and greet with him after the show. I shook his hand and I asked him about a potential for a new Warhammer series, like if we could get like a Warhammer franchise in theaters, how well that would do, given that Henry Cavill is coming out with the, he's going to star in the new Amazon series that they're making about Warhammer 40,000. And he gave me a really good answer. He said that, well, the core fan base will come out for it, but it's not going to be a big box office success because, like, there's just not enough fans. It's a very core niche audience, and that's what I thought too. I agreed with him 100%. So big shout out to John Campia. It was so awesome to meet him, right? I've watched his stuff for such a long time now. He's one of my favorite movie review YouTubers. He really inspired me to start making my own YouTube videos about movies. So thank you, Mr. Campia. You're awesome. Anyway, so Tron Ares. I thought this movie was actually quite good. A lot of the reviews that I watched prior to seeing this movie, now I didn't spoil myself, I just watched the non-spoiler reviews. A lot of people said that it wasn't very good, and I could see where they're coming from, right? The characters aren't very strong. Jared Leto sucks. I'm gonna be honest, Jared Leto's, I just don't like him as an actor. I don't think he's very good. He's very cringe in a lot of his roles, in this role included. There was no, like, he's supposed to not really show emotion as this role, but there should be something to work with there, and it's hard to explain, but Jared Leto as Ares in Tron Ares, it just didn't work. I didn't care for it at all. The protagonist, Kim, I didn't care for her either. Like, I didn't really understand her motivations. I didn't really get it. The plot was lackluster, kind of confusing. I'll have to read a synopsis maybe tomorrow when I wake up. It's like midnight as I'm filming this. But I saw this in IMAX, and what I loved about this film is the audio-visual experience. What I've always loved about Tron, I guess the Tron franchise, because there's 3 movies now, Tron Legacy, the second one, that was like a big part of my childhood. The Daft Punk soundtrack with the cool synth, sort of sci-fi light visuals, there's nothing out there like it, not even in terms of sci-fi. So I really wanted Tron Ares to succeed, man. Like, it's already a flop at the box office, which sucks. So we're probably going to get another Legacy sequel maybe 10 years from now, right? They'll try it again for a 4th time maybe. But, dude, the soundtrack was phenomenal. What I loved about Legacy is that Daft Punk did the work on the soundtrack, and it fit perfectly for the sci-fi sort of synth theme of the Tron franchise, right? That everyone says, what's your favorite part about Tron Legacy? They say the Daft Punk soundtrack, right? The score is phenomenal. This with 9 Inch Nails, is it as good as the Daft Punk soundtrack in Legacy? Obviously not, right? You can't top that. But it works. The 9 Inch Nails, the sort of beat, like I'm tapping my freaking feet. I'm like going like this with my head. Like I want to listen to the soundtrack when I get home. I love this soundtrack. That is the standout feature of this film, is the score. The soundtrack is just phenomenal. Second of all, speaking of sound, the sound design in general, the sort of tech crazy sci-fi sounds, and of the laser blades hitting objects, and like the clashing, and like the, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just sounded so cool. I really like that aspect of the film. And of course, you can't talk about Tron without talking about the synth lighting, the crazy blue neon lights, and there's like the guys with the red light suits and the blue light suits, and then they would have like those stabs that would go out, and like it's such a cool effect. You got to see the movie to understand what I'm talking about. But it takes inspiration, obviously, from the first 1982 Tron film and Tron Legacy, is that they'll turn on like these staffs and they'll walk with them, and the like synth neon light will like stay in the air and like follow the staff as the person holding the staff is walking, and it just creates such an awesome visual. Like, there's a scene where Jared Leto and the two main characters, are trying to escape the grid and go back into the real world, right? And this was the best part of the film. It was so loud, the soundtrack was blaring, and they had this really cool scene where they're on like this little vehicle, like in the water, like the synth water, and it just the soundtrack just kept on increasing. It would just get louder and louder, and it's just like bzz, 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 like it felt like a rave. It's just like, let's freaking go. Like, that was the best scene in the film. Any scene that had the soundtrack kicking in was awesome, and that was the best parts of the film. I wish we took more. There should have been more scenes in the grid universe. Like, the stuff in the real world was boring, and that's the same thing with the stuff in the real world in the first film, in Legacy. Nobody cares about the real world stuff. Nobody cares about the people from the grid are coming into the real world. I don't care. I want to see what the grid is like. That's where all the fun, cool, sci-fi, crazy, Daft Punk stuff is, right? So the movie should have taken place more in the grid and not in the real world. I don't care about the real world. That's one of my big complaints. And again, the characters were just lackluster. The antagonists were dumb. Like I just didn't understand their motivations. I didn't understand any character's motivations. I don't really understand what this has to do with the two previous films. There's no continuity between the three Tron films, and that it's just not good. Like, I don't know, you know, like, you don't have to even see the first Tron film in the 1982 one. You don't have to even see Legacy to see this. I recommend seeing Legacy because that's obviously the best one of the three, now that I've seen this one. But I actually would even recommend I would recommend seeing this in theaters, this film, in IMAX, just to get that soundtrack and just to feel the vibrations of the sound, because that's really what the standout feature of this film. And that's why I'm actually giving it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Because I actually enjoyed this film. Again, the plot wasn't good, the characters sucked, but the audio-visual soundtrack and everything like that, it worked. It worked really good, and I really liked it. So, I'm going. I'm 7 minutes here. I guess that's a good enough review. I don't know when I'll do my next movie review. Whenever a good movie comes out, I guess. I did skip on making one battle after another. I did see that film. I just didn't feel like doing a review on that. But yeah, that was my review for Tron Ares. Again, I came to see this because I wanted to see Campia. And that was awesome. I actually got to meet Campia. That's badass. You know, it's always fun to meet your favorite e-celeb, YouTuber, whatever. And he's like a really thoughtful guy. He really knows his stuff about movies. I asked him a question about like the Warhammer. I already discussed that earlier in the video, but like he gave a really thoughtful answer, and I think that's really awesome. So I had a lot of fun. I hope he does more of these tours across the country, going to different movie theaters and stuff. It's so awesome that he came here to AMC, the AMC in South Barrington. This is my go-to one for IMAX and Dolby Cinema. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll have more reviews coming later. I'm going to try uploading gameplay too. I have Battlefield 6, so I really want to upload some of my gameplay of that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. I have 20 subscribers. I want to get to 50. So I think I have 25 subscribers, I believe. I want to get to 50 subscribers on my YouTube channel, so then I could live stream on YouTube, right? Because I live stream on Kick. Make sure to follow me on Kick, kick.com/NeptuneUT. That's where I do all my live content, gameplay, music, listening streams, and stuff like that. So go ahead and follow me on Kick as well, but make sure, I really want you to subscribe on my YouTube. That's what I want most of all, so I can stream on YouTube. That would be awesome. So thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time. Thank you.